1110 KFAB.
Schrock Innovations presents
Nebraska's #1 independent computer repair company.
with offices in Omaha and Lincoln. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into Compute This. Beautiful morning out there today. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company with 3 service centers to help you out when your computer poops out. Okay, that's where my brain went, but I was trying to radio edit that. Did I say that out loud? I did. Is that okay language? We're not going to get you didn't reach for the delay. They run a delay on me. You know, when I don't know why. Like I would ever say anything that would be offensive. Come on now. But anyway, I've got 3 service centers, and they're all super duper eager to help you out when your computer has a problem. Now, a couple things. There's a lot going on. We got some news stuff going on. We also have the live stream going on at Facebook, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. You can actually watch the show online at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. If you leave comments during the show, I do my best to respond to those comments in real time. And then when we go to commercial breaks, I actually keep going on Facebook, and I address a lot of the questions that our Facebook viewers have on there as well. So Winston, if you're available this morning, go ahead and grab me my audio check. I see you just posted something. I'm scrolling, Winston. Gosh, great audio. All right, Winston, the unofficial audio technician of Schrock Innovations. All right, welcome to the studio, Paige. We're going to have a fill-in producer next week, so expect a lot of weird stuff to happen. That always happens the first time around. Then I'll never see her again because they always fire the fill-ins. I don't understand why. Was I not? Oh, darn it. I'm just on a roll this morning. But anyway, so 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Those are the numbers to join us on the program today. Popping up on my screen in front of me right now, Firefox Protection Alert. Some of the Norton protection features are not installed in Firefox. Install Norton to protect your device and your identity when you surf with Firefox. I get this question week after week after week because it keeps popping this up. There is an add-on that if you have our semantic endpoint protection, it can add to your browser to basically break the encryption in Firefox and scan everything you're doing to make sure that there's nothing trying to attack your computer. There's an open debate in the community if breaking encryption actually reduces your security, or if, in the name of security, we need to burn the village. So if you see this alert from Symantec pop up on your screen, if you want Symantec to monitor everything you're doing, you can click install now. It won't hurt anything. If you would rather not have it pop up again, just click no thanks and it will go away. So if you see that pop up on your screen, I'm sure some of you have seen that. You can check that out too and make sure that you are good to go. On Facebook, good morning, Jody. Keith. He still needs help with his secure updater. Geez, Keith, I don't understand this. I'm going to have to call you myself and get this figured out because apparently week after week after week, Secure Updater doesn't like you. So we're going to figure out what's going on with that. But also your calls, 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. As we do every week, one lucky caller or emailer, Thor, Thor, at SchrockInnovations.com, will get themselves a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, good for anything your heart desires over at the Service Center. And that's going to come in really handy this week. Now, as of last Monday, there were 230 of you that had preventative maintenance checkup certificates that you bought during our February/March sale that don't expire until August. They're still good. But the whole reason that you buy maintenance checkup certificates is so that you can bring your computer in when we're slower because you get a faster turnaround time. We can get it done same day, next day in many cases, as opposed to during a maintenance checkup sale where it could be 2 or 3 days to get your computer back just because of the volume going through there. So I had Alfonso, my master of ceremonies at Schrock Interactive, do some database magic and figure out who these 230 people were. And we sent them all emails, assuming we have email addresses for you and assuming that you don't have me marked to go to junk, right? This is the price you pay for that. So we sent you an email that said, hey, you have a preventative maintenance certificate. You might want to use it this last week. Wink, wink. Like, you might want to use it. Go. So when you get an email from me suggesting strongly that you use something that you've already paid for, that you just have sitting in reserve, this is why. Because right now, if you go to SchrockInnovations.com and you go up to specials, there's a few things on the specials page that I want to make you aware of today. Number one is that our preventative maintenance checkups are now on special again for half off. This is the final maintenance checkup sale of the year. We do 2 a year. And a lot of people ask, how we decide, how they're spaced out or whatever. We try to get them as close to 6 months apart as we can because, number one, it doesn't do any good to do them closer than 6 months, on purpose. And number two, if we go beyond 6 months, you guys call the show asking me, hey, when is the next maintenance checkup sale? Come on, let me know. So that is engaging right now. Now, here's the reason we're doing it this week. We were originally going to do it next week, but I'm looking at the calendar and I'm saying, okay, next weekend is 4th of July, right? On the 4th, which is next Tuesday. So, someone's going to leave work early on Friday the 30th. They're going to have Saturday and Sunday off. That's the 1st and 2nd. They're going to call in sick on Monday. And then they get Tuesday off because it's a federal holiday. They're going to get a 5-day weekend. And so I didn't want to try to launch a promotion in the middle of a weekend where nobody might be around. That would be kind of silly. Besides, what I can do this week is I can talk about the promotion, kind of a soft launch. We haven't done a Facebook promotion for it yet. We haven't done anything like that. The reason for that is so that we can get you guys with your maintenance checkup certificates that you've already bought to come in now and use them. And the other thing is, too, if you need preventative maintenance on your computer, we just had one monster storm go through the area. Now, even if your power didn't go out, by the way, there's about 60,000 of you that did lose power. And when you lose power in your home and your power comes back on or it flickers on and off and on and off, it causes damage to your power supply. Even if you have a surge protector, it can damage your power supply. Here's what happens. In my Lincoln Service Center, I was in there on Thursday. I was working the bench. I'm making an effort to go to all my shops every week and work the bench every week just to keep in touch. And, these kids that we hire, my gosh, they're amazing people, amazing technicians. And if I don't get on the bench and work, my skills, they get rusty. And then I can't get on the radio and help you guys because I don't know the current stuff. So I'm getting on the bench and learning all kinds of new things and keeping my mind young and working on the bench. And I get a Dell all-in-one that we hook everything up and it won't turn on. What the heck? We test the AC adapter. The AC adapter is bad. Now, for those of you who've never owned an all-in-one before, you might be familiar with laptops. An all-in-one is a laptop on a stand. It has a laptop power adapter. Those things are power supplies, just like in your big computer, your desktop, you have a big power supply in the back. When they go bad, they stop providing power to the computer, or they provide insufficient power to the computer, which is just as damaging. So in her case, all she needed to get was a new power brick, and we were able to replace the power brick and get her back on her way. That was probably storm-related damage. Those things usually don't fail unless they're surged or they have a problem. And a lot of times with laptops, people don't use surge protectors because you're just plugging it into whatever outlets around. Second customer came in on the bench. This one's kind of funny. In my Lincoln Service Center, I had a computer on the bench. It was an HP, right? And I'm used to seeing all the new HPs now, the ones that are all chip on board. They're all garbage. If you go to the box store and buy a $500-600 HP, you're getting a circuit board that you could put in a lady's high heel shoebox, and everything is built into it. There's no fans on it. Everything is cooled passively, just radiating heat into the air, whatever. It's designed to last 18 months, and after that, you'll buy a new one. So that's what we're used to seeing. This HP was boss, though. I mean, it had 10 gigs of RAM in it. For an HP? What? It had an A10 processor, a 10-core processor, and 10 gigs of RAM. It was apparently this person likes the number 10. So the computer was really great. It was good. It had a 2 terabyte hard drive, which was kind of silly because those, as we know from listening to Compute This, there's a trade-off. The bigger your hard drive gets, the slower it gets. It's very rare to find a 2 terabyte hard drive that performs anywhere near as fast as a 1 terabyte hard drive does. But when you go to the box store and you're looking at that sticker on the shelf and like, this one's got 1 terabyte and this one has 2 and they're the same price, which one should I buy? People buy the 2, even though they're only going to use like 80 gigs of storage space. The average customer could get away with 120 gigabytes and be just fine. That's why our Resolute laptop and our Ultimate Upgrade laptops come with a 120 gig hard drive. Most of our customers don't even come close to filling that up. But the 2 terabyte, if you're going to spend the money, you may as well, right? So you get a slower drive. So this computer was boss, right? We put it on the bench. He was in for a prepaid certificate. He was one of the people I emailed to come in to get his prepaid maintenance. So he put it on the bench. We fire it up, put the power supply tester on it. Computer boots just fine. But the power supply tester tells me the 12-volt rail is undervolting his motherboard at 7.1 volts. But it works, right? It's running. Well, here's the thing. If your power supply, electronics, especially very fine electronics, if you undervolt them, this is why you shouldn't mix and match AC adapters for different devices, because if the amperage or the voltage is just a little bit different, it can work, but it's going to damage the electronics on the board or damage the hard drive. When you have an undervolting situation going on, the motherboard's providing power to your graphics card. It's providing power to your sound card, many times to your wireless adapter, and all these cards that plug in. Your motherboard is where they get their juice. So if you're undervolting the motherboard, what's happening is you're putting strain on all those components, and they're going to fail. And so we call him up and we say, okay, your power supply is bad. And the computer, it's undervolting everything. And he said, understandably, he's a little confused because the computer booted fine when he brought it in. Now you're telling me I have a power problem. I brought my car in for an oil change and suddenly the brakes are bad. Right. Sure. I bet my air filter needs to be changed too. Look how dirty this is. It's not as clean as the sheets on your bed. Wow. No, in this case, it was a really big deal. He needed to change it. And so he's we explain it to him about the undervolting and everything. And he says, all right, so what you're telling me is I got a bad power supply in my computer. Do I need that? And I'm listening to the conversation third party, right? And Tyler's on the phone and he's like, yes, sir. You do need that. I turned around and looked at Tyler like, did he just ask you if he needs a power supply? It's like, your engine's bad. Do I need that? Yeah, you kind of need that. You need that. Transmission, you need that unless you want to drive it in reverse everywhere you go. So here's the thing. We had a lot of storm damage that came through and punched our computers. I would bet you there are people out there. In fact, yesterday, I saw 2 more hard drives. I get a little heads up alert when Drive Advisor, it's kind of just a fun thing the guys did for me. When Drive Advisor detects a bad hard drive, because, we made Drive Advisor, and you can download it at driveadvisor.com. But when we made Drive Advisor, we wanted it they put a little thing in there that sends me an email when it detects a bad drive. So it's like, hey, you saved this person's bacon. Feel good about your day today. And, I'm looking at my emails, and it's like, so-and-so's hard drive dropped to 99%. And I'm like, oh, wow, that person, they would have never known that their hard drive was starting to die if it wouldn't have sent them an email basically saying, hey, your hard drive just dropped to 99%. So that's kind of cool, right? These are the things that happen from just everyday wear and tear and surge damage and power damage, because with the power going on and off and on and off and on and off, your computer is designed for a nice even flow of power. So where I'm going at here is these preventative maintenance checkups are things you need to have every 6 months, because right now they're on special for half off. You can go to our website at SchrockInnovations.com and buy a certificate that's good for the next 6 months. You can use it anytime between today and 6 months from today. So even if you have one that you haven't used just yet, but you're planning on coming in like next week or the week after, you can buy another one and use that 6 months from now. If you don't get preventative maintenance on your computers, the world will continue to turn. The milk in your refrigerator will continue to spoil. Your children will continue to grow, and, politics will continue to be disgusting. Life will go on. But what's going to happen is these small problems, like that undervolted power supply where it's undervolting the motherboard, or like that AC adapter for the Dell All-in-One that was right on the edge of failing and then just got pushed right over the edge. These are things that we can detect happening before they happen. Or the hard drive that goes from 100% health to 99% health. That's a hard drive failure in progress. So we can actually detect those things before they happen. So as a result of that, we want to make sure that you know that you have the opportunity to get preventative maintenance done on your computer for half the cost of what it would normally cost you. Instead of $90, you can actually get it right now for $45. Now, you can get it in a few different ways. You can go to SchrockInnovations.com and you can purchase a certificate for $45 that you can use anytime in the next 6 months. You can go into the service center right now. Well, I wouldn't recommend right now because, we're not open. We open at noon today. But you can go into the service center and just drop your computer off for preventative maintenance. The Lincoln Service Center has a very small queue going right now. So their bench is full. They have a few computers waiting to go up. Nothing that's going to blow the bank out or anything. The Omaha Service Center has open bench spots right now. The Papillion Service Center has about half their bench spots open right now. So right now, you can bring your computer in at noon when we open and get right up on the bench and get that great turnaround time. But if you can't bring it in today, tomorrow on Monday, we're going to be doing the Omaha Morning Blend. I'm going to be going on TV and talking about this. We send an email out about it so customers know what's going on. The word's going to get around. Now, one thing I want to mention, too. There was some confusion the last sale when people bought certificates. They thought that the certificate was good for multiple computers. The certificate is good for one computer. So if you have 3 computers in your home, and you want to get them all maintenance, or maybe you have a kid off at college and when they come back for August break, you want to get a preventative maintenance checkup done on their computer. Make sure when you buy your certificates, you buy enough for your computers, because it's one certificate per computer, because it takes 8 hours of work to do a maintenance check. So we're going to go during the show today. We're going to talk a little bit about preventative maintenance, kind of what we do during preventative maintenance checkups. I'm not going to beat it to death. Most of my listeners know all about it. We do have a few new listeners that come in every week. Now, while you're on the specials page at SchrockInnovations.com, you might notice that there's a few other things on there. If you're looking for a really good multifunction office printer, brand new in the box, we've got one over at Schrock. We switched all of our printers out to color printers for invoicing and stuff, which seems weird, but trust me, it's a branding thing. So we want to get nice, pretty blue logos on our work orders and stuff. So we switched from the black and white printers to the color printers. Well, we kept a spare black and white printer on hand in case one of our printers ever died. We don't need the spare anymore, and it's brand new in a box. Canon multifunction, copy, fax, scan, the whole bit. $149 on special. It's the only one we have. Quantity one, that's it, and that's available on our specials page. Something else that we have on the specials page that's never been there before is, when we build our tablets, our modular Windows 10 tablets, once in a while we'll have one, that doesn't meet our specs. So, for example, we have those MagDock connectors. You can hook them up to the keyboard, and it attracts with a magnet. Well, in manufacturing, one of the amazingly talented manufacturing individuals put the magnets in backwards. So instead of attracting the tablet, it repels the tablet. So you try to put it on the dock and it jumps off. It's like, woo, wow, that was great. We just had to open it up and turn the magnets around, but we obviously can't sell that as new now. It's a refurbished tablet, or maybe somebody had one that had a battery that died. And, we just handed them a new tablet and said, here you go, you're good to go. And then we took that back, replaced the battery, and it works great now. We have refurbished Windows 10 tablets. If you're interested in a Windows 10 tablet, if you want to try out Windows 10 on a portable device like a tablet, you can pick that up on the specials page. Instead of the normal $500 price, the refurbished tablets are $200, so they're an incredible deal. But the only difference between the two is the warranty. If you buy the $500 one, you get a 1-year warranty. If you buy the $200 refurbished one, you get a 90-day warranty. So we guarantee it's not going to be DOA. If you do buy one of the refurbished ones, make sure if you do have an issue with it, you let us know pretty quickly. But those are all available on the specials page at SchrockInnovations.com. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Let's jump into those phones real quick. Chuck, thanks for hanging on the line. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Hi, Thor.
Good morning.
I have a software issue, and when I go into Word or Excel or Adobe, I cannot save files. I get a screen that pops up that says there are no more files.
Okay.
And if I open an existing file and work on it, I can resave it. But I looked on the Internet, and it looks like this thing has been happening for quite some time.
Okay.
But I don't know what the fix is for it.
Okay, so what program are you trying to save in?
Word,
Okay,
Excel, or Adobe.
So any of them, or Adobe. I was going to say any of the Microsoft products, but then you threw Adobe in there and you got me.
Yeah.
All right, so we're trying to save a Word file, and is this a new Word file or an existing file that you opened?
I can open an existing file, work on it, and save it.
Okay.
I open a new file and work on it. I cannot save it. I get this screen.
Where is it trying to save that new file?
Under Documents.
Are you sure it's going to Documents and it's not defaulting to OneDrive?
It's Documents.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. You should be able to save the file in Documents. What we see normally when we have trouble doing any kind of work with a file where we're saving or opening or files are deleting, the first place my mind always jumps is let's make sure the hard drive is not going bad, because that can be absolutely catastrophic if it's undetected. Do you happen to have Drive Advisor installed on your computer?
Yes, I do.
And it's testing the drive at 100%?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. It would email you if it wasn't.
No, I've not gotten any emails.
But also, one thing that I've never mentioned before is with Drive Advisor, you can actually go down in the lower right-hand corner of your computer, and you can single left-click on the Drive Advisor, the icon down there by the clock. It looks like a letter D. It's green. It might be in the hidden icons. But you can click on that, and it will actually pop up a window telling you the current health status of all drives that are connected to your computer, including your externals. So if you want to ever manually check, you can do that. All right. So basically, if we have a situation where it's just happening, I suppose you probably haven't tried to do it with like Notepad or something, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's the next thing I would do. Let's test with Notepad. I mean, we're getting in the land of wonky here. Because if your hard drive tests at 100%, and one time in 19 years, I've seen a hard drive that tested at 100%, passed all of its surface tests where we read from every sector of the drive, it said it was perfect. But then when we tried to save something, it would say it was saved, and then when we rebooted the computer, it would be gone. Because the write function wasn't working on the drive. We could read from the drive all day long, we just could not write anything to it. Which was really confusing. It took my techs like a day to figure out what was going on there. Then we just, as like a lark, we had no test that indicated the hard drive was bad, but through a process of elimination, that was the only thing that it could be. So we cloned the hard drive to a known good drive, and suddenly everything started working fine. But you would be seeing, if that's the case on your computer, you would be seeing this problem in every program. So open up Notepad, say, hi, this is a test, and then try to save it to your documents folder and see if it will actually save.
I don't really use Notepad.
If you are you running Windows 10?
Yes.
If you just hit the start key on your keyboard and start typing Notepad, it'll pop right up for you. But yeah, go ahead and do that. See if that'll save. If that saves, then we're going to go ahead and then there's got to be something wrong with Office. If it saves, then there's something wrong with Office. We're going to go ahead and do a repair install of Office. If it doesn't save, at that point, it would be just strongly advisable that you get the computer in for a preventative maintenance checkup. And did I mention they're half off? I'm not sure if I mentioned that this segment or not, but they're half off right now, and you can come in and get those. Thank you for the call, Chuck. I've got you in the drawing for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. I got to take a quick break here. Bill, hang on the line. Also, coming back from break, we've got some technology news. Microsoft has a new version of Windows 10 out called Windows 10S, and they are swearing that no known ransomware can attack it. Is it true? We'll tell you coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations has Omaha's only fully equipped data recovery center. Call 934-9423 the next time your hard drive, iPod, camera card, or flash drive stops working, and let Schrock get your data back.
Hey guys, well, welcome to the show. I've already been asked, obviously, if I've done something different with the video. Before the show, it's kind of a joke. One of the light bulbs has been, well, there's still 2 light bulbs out in here. We could brighten this place up quite a bit. You have more light bulbs or just that one? You do? Oh, let's keep adding light bulbs and see. I got comments that the video quality was so much more crisp. And, I wore a white shirt today because I'm like, if the thing turns this shirt purple, I give up, right? So I wore a white shirt today. Even my black looks black or gray now, doesn't it? It doesn't look purple in the video. So, wow, this is pretty awesome. So, yeah, let's add more light bulbs. Who'd have thought with video light matters? Go figure that out. All right. Winston's asking online, during a preventative maintenance checkup, do they blow the dust out of the inside of the desktop? We do. We're going to blow out all the dust and gunk. We even wipe down the exterior because, after we do all of our maintenance, the only way you guys know we touched it, because everything is digital, is if we clean it. So we clean it just so you have that visual like, okay, they did do something to it. But more importantly, on laptops, we blow the dust out of laptops because the fan is so small and there's a little basically it forms a lint blanket like your dryer from the air going in and out. And eventually it'll block the airflow and then the laptop can't cool and it'll damage the motherboard and damage the cooling system. And the only way you can fix that is to replace the cooling system. So we want to make sure that all that stuff gets cleared out of there for you. All right, video is much more crisp. Did you get an auxiliary camera? No, it was like I said, it was a lot cheaper. We added a light bulb. All right, so you can comment over at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Just realize I'm still on my Drive Advisor file here. Let's get out of that. If you don't have Drive Advisor, go ahead and get it installed. It's driveadvisor.com, like it's spelled ER, driveadvisor.com. Also, no joke, on the preventative maintenance checkups, guys, when you buy them online, I would recommend that you purchase the certificate. If you're in Lincoln especially, you can buy the certificate or you can just come straight in, whatever's up, it's up to you. But if you're in the Omaha area, Omaha has like 40 bench spots. We have some open spots. Sundays, we're usually staffed down a little bit. So don't expect a ton of work to get done today because they're going to be checking in a lot of computers. So if you're just going to buy a certificate, it would be super helpful for us if you did it online and purchased it from the Schrock website rather than making the technician invoice it, email it, and everything. We're happy to do it. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to seem unappreciative at all. But if you can do it online, that would be wunderbar. All right. All right, here we go, guys. We're coming back on. We'll be right back with you.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. We are back. All right, 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. I've talked too much already. Bill, let's jump into those phones and see what's going on with your computer. Alrighty, Bill, welcome to the program. How can I help you on Compute This today? Just a second, Bill. We got to get the right button and pot you up. Can you hear me, Bill?
Yes, I can.
I can hear you too. Awesome. All right, we're golden. we're training a new producer. This is fun. What can I do for you today on Compute This, Bill?
The 18th of May, a month and a half ago,
Okay.
I brought my granddaughter in to Village Point, and she needed a new computer for college.
Okay.
And so we purchased the best laptop we could buy, $1,000. Changing out the hard drive.
Okay.
When will it be here?
Let me check on that for you, Bill. I don't want to ask you for your last name and stuff on the air. So if you can hang on the line, what I will do here during the next commercial break is I'll pop in and I'll get your name and everything, and I can check on that for you and give you we have an ETA system that tells us when that's going to be here, so I can get that for you as soon as. I just don't want to have you throwing your last name out and everything on the air, and then, hey, can I borrow your computer, Bill? It gets kind of awkward. So
they did tell my granddaughter that it would be here this last week.
Okay. Well, I can certainly check on that for you, Bill. Yeah, usually we quote 14 business days to get a computer in, so that's about 3 weeks typically. Because when we get the computer, we have to take the memory out, we take the hard drive out, we replace everything on the memory. We want to get the memory up to a higher speed RAM. The solid state, when the laptop comes to us, it comes with a rotating disk hard drive, and we want to replace that with a solid state hard drive. So sometimes we'll tell a customer, okay, we've got it here, and then all of a sudden it's, well, we have half of it. We have the solid state but not the laptop, or the laptop but not the solid state. So I will check on that for you during the break here, Bill. Stay on the line. I'll pop back on, get your last name and everything, and I'll be able to check that status for you right here this afternoon for you while we're on the show. All right, hang on the line. Don't hang up. And by the way, Bill, I do have you also in the drawing for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. If you want to get in the drawing for that, you can give us a call at 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. You don't have to. There's no such thing as a silly question. A lot of people get wrapped up in thinking, oh, I have to have some like super powerful question. But honestly, if you have a question, odds are lots of other people will have the same question that you have. All right, so we're going to take a quick break here for bottom of the hour. Eric, stay on the line. I'm going to get your call coming up right after the break here. And Bill, hang on the line. I'm going to check on this computer for you, and we'll have more of the show coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations line of modular computers last longer and perform better than those box store one-size-fits-all systems. When it's time to replace your computer, call Schrock at 934-9423 and find out why a modular computer is the last computer you will ever purchase.
Welcome to Schrock Innovations. How can I help you today?
I'm having a problem with my computer.
You're at the right place. We fix problems with computers.
That's why I'm here.
What seems to be the problem with your computer?
When I press the power button, it doesn't boot up. How fast can you fix it?
We're the fastest computer fixer in Omaha. We'll fix it fast.
How fast?
Real fast. Do you have it plugged in when you turn it on?
Of course it was plugged in. Do people make that mistake a lot?
You'd be surprised. When you press the power button, what happens?
It roars, then stops, and sits.
Ooh, like a lion?
Like a what? Well, I suppose.
Sounds like a bad power supply, sir.
Is that bad?
It's not good, but we can fix it fast.
How fast?
How's that for fast?
Does it work?
Yes, sir. More purring, less roaring now.
Wow, that was fast.
Schrock Innovations is the fastest computer repair in Omaha, sir.
That's great, but all this talking is making me hungry. You guys sell sandwiches?
We do fast computer repair. If you want a fast sandwich, you have to go someplace else. Why would we sell sandwiches?
I don't know. All this fast talking is strangely familiar.
Schrock Innovations. If you want a fast sandwich, don't go there. But if you want your computer fixed and back on your desk fast, give them a call or visit their website at SchrockInnovations.com. Every person listening to this broadcast has either experienced data loss or knows someone who has. When you think about it, you have a lot more data stored in many more places than you'd like to admit. Have you downloaded those videos from your phone, backed up the pictures on your iPad, or even tackled that sometimes daunting task of backing up your entire computer's hard drive? Most people just don't back up their stuff, and that's why Schrock Innovations has one of the most advanced data recovery centers in the Midwest. Equipped with the latest DDI data imaging devices, state-of-the-art custom recovery software, and Omaha's best data recovery technicians, Schrock Innovations has a 96.8% success rate when recovering data from damaged hard drives, flash drives, camera cards, and more. We all know we should back up our data, but if you are ever caught in a data loss nightmare, call the experts at Schrock Innovations to get your data back right where it belongs, safe and backed up on a stable hard drive.
As of this morning, the Senate health care bill doesn't have the votes to pass. The White House working on those 5 Republican holdouts. President Trump said,
All figured out. I'm going to complete some notes here. Sorry, bear with me a second. If I talk and type at the same time, it'll be bad. All right, there we go. That one's taken care of. All right, popping back in. Okay, Brian asks, here's a question. Have you seen the ad for the Fix Me stick on television where the guy sells a thumb drive that's supposed to remove all viruses by magic or something? It seems like a scam. All right, I've actually had a customer last week give us a call. Excuse me. I sent an email out to everybody who had a prepaid certificate, and he emailed me back because he was upset because he'd had his computer into us, and we removed some viruses from it and sent it back out to him. And then he said 2 weeks later he still had the viruses, but then he went out and bought a Fix Me stick or Fix It stick, and it fixed everything, and he was happy with it. Well, he didn't buy antivirus protection, so yes, we removed the viruses, and then he took it home, and they did the same thing they were doing before with it, and they got it reinfected. So the Fix Me stick apparently does have some chops to it, I guess. I've never used one myself. I'm hesitant to buy things. It's a single-use USB. It's like basically a maintenance check. And I'm thinking for the cost of it, you can buy one on special and get it done by a human locally and get a warranty on the work. All right, here we go. Coming back, guys.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. Service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, where we have preventative maintenance checkup sales going on right now. You can purchase your certificate online at SchrockInnovations.com. If you're just joining us, a certificate, what that means is we get crazy busy. We check in almost, 200, 300 computers in the first week per service center for the maintenance checkup. So by buying a certificate, what that does, number one, is it reduces the demand on us to deliver good turnaround times, because you've got a certificate you can bring in any time in the next 6 months. Given the option of you being without your computer for a day or 3 days, most people would prefer a day. So as a result, if you get a certificate, you can bypass this time when we're busy, and then you can bring it in when we're slower. So it's kind of handy. You can purchase those certificates on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. It's under specials right now. You go to shop and then specials. Or you can always call the service centers. We're open today at noon. You can call in and purchase directly there. Or you can just bring your computer in and get a maintenance checkup done right now. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Eric, you're next up on the program. Eric, how can I help you today on Compute This?
Oh, hi, Thor.
Good morning.
I have 3 of your wonderful computers that I use, but that means that I have a couple of computers that need to be recycled.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you have any suggestions on where in the world or how I can get my computer recycled?
Absolutely. So at Schrock, we don't charge for recycling. We're very proud of the fact that we recycle more electronic waste, or they call it e-waste in the industry, than we produce every year. So basically, you could just drop it off at Schrock, and we'll pull the hard drive from it. We make sure the hard drive gets wiped before it gets recycled, so your information is not going to end up at a Goodwill somewhere.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, that's fun times. We're on eBay. So basically, and then we have a company from Des Moines that comes out, and they pick up the recycles, and they actually get shredded down, and then they send us a receipt report of the weight that was processed and recycled. So we know, if we, for example, the only thing we charge for are the monitors. If you have a monitor, we charge you $15 because we have to pay to get rid of those. The agreement we have with the recycling guys, they take everything. They don't pay us for it, but they take it all, and they don't charge us. And so they take all the plastics and everything. The only thing they won't take for free are the monitors. So basically, if you drop it off at our service center, we kind of hold it until we have a big enough batch to call the recycle guy. And then, so just drop it off. We'll make sure it gets all scrubbed for you and nice and clean, and then that it gets recycled and not sent to a landfill in Africa somewhere.
Hey, that sounds fantastic. I've got to bring my computer in for a service checkup anyway, so we'll bring in the laptop and the tower.
That sounds great. Now, when you do bring it in, don't hesitate to come in and have one of the guys come out and give you a hand carrying it in. Especially for those of you who are coming in with preventative maintenance checks. We actually had a customer in the Omaha Service Center this week look at us surprised. The lovely Kimberly was in there, and she said, well, and this person was struggling to bring their computer. And they said, next time, just pull up. and have the guys bring the computer in. And she was like, "You'll do that?" "Oh, of course we'll do that. My goodness, you know. So if you need help bringing it in, just come on in, pop in, and let one of the guys know you need some help, and we'll carry it all in for you.
Oh, fantastic! By the way, I just had a computer in last week to get the service thing, and the turnaround time was absolutely fantastic.
Awesome. That's what we love to hear. We shoot for same day, next day. We can't always get it because of various circumstances. We have to order parts or something, but we try for same day, next day. So that's great to hear. Thank you, Eric, for the call. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Those are the numbers to join us on the program and get in the drawing, just like Eric did, for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Now, you see, how many of you out there were wondering right now where you could recycle old computers? Now, notice that Eric didn't say, where can I recycle old satellite dishes? Or Eric didn't say, where can I recycle 42-inch wooden encased rear projection televisions? And leave them in front of your front door so your staff can't get in the morning. Notice that Eric didn't say, where can I recycle VCRs, cordless phones? We don't give people too much grief if they bring in stuff like that. But, you know, please don't leave 42-inch rear projection televisions at my shop. Yes, we charge a flat rate of $15 for all monitors, but we do not consider a 42-inch rear projection television in a 300-pound wooden enclosure to be a $15 monitor. Yeah, that's bad. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Don, you're next up on the show. How can I help you today on Compute This?
My question is, I've got the Windows 10, and on the updates, I automatically have them installed, I guess.
Yes.
And my screensaver, where I have a theme, you know, after it shuts off, I can't find the screensaver, you know, to put that theme back on there.
Gotcha. So you did your updates. It probably gave you the Creators Update, which is actually a whole nother version of Windows 10, and so it may have reset some of the default options that you had set for the computer. Now, the screensaver that you were running, the theme that you were running, was it one that came originally with Windows 10, or was it something that you had added after the fact?
No, it came at Windows 10.
Gotcha. And what was the screensaver?
You mean what I put on it?
Yeah. Which one did you choose?
Well, I don't know. I just went in and said screensaver, and then I went in and you know, put my theme on it, whatever I wanted to rotate across the screen. After
you put in some words, basically.
Right. Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, gotcha. That's an old school one. Let me see if that's still available in here, because basically with Windows 10, with modern monitors, you don't really have to worry about burn-in anymore. Oh. And that was the whole purpose of a screensaver, was to prevent burn-in on those old CRT monitors. So unless you're using like a plasma television or something for your monitor, or a 42-inch rear projection television, those will burn in as well. You don't want to burn those in. So I'm looking here. Let's see. We have themes and background, color, mouse cursor, use a custom theme. Yeah, I don't see screensavers in here anymore. In the wow, did they get rid of? How did I not know about that?
See, what I liked about it is on my office I got 3 computers, and I put my company name across it.
Yeah.
Across it.
Okay, so let me give you a backup option for this. God, maybe it's under background. Let me check. Under background, no, it's not. They straight got rid of the screensaver. There's a lock screen. You can choose your image for the lock screen when the computer is not in use. Screensaver, I found it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so are you in front of your computer?
Well, I'm in front of my one at home.
Okay. Well, if you have a pencil, I'll give you the very convoluted path to get to the screensaver. Right. Oh my goodness!
I figured they have a pencil here. That's why I did that. Okay, I got one.
All right. Click on Start in the lower left-hand corner.
All right, Start. Okay.
Then click on the gear for Settings.
Gear.
And then we're going to click on Personalization.
Personalization. Okay. Options. Okay.
And then next we're going to click on Lock Screen, because that makes a lot of sense.
Screen. Yeah. Okay.
And we're going to scroll all the way down.
Okay.
And we're going to click on Screensaver Settings.
Oh, Screensaver Settings.
And this is going to bring up ye old Windows XP looking Screensaver Settings window, which probably hasn't changed since, the beginning of time. Well, and you can change your screensaver right here.
Oh, great. I thank you very much, because I kind of like those in front of my TV, not TVs, but the screens at the office, but that saves me a problem.
Hey, no sweat. This is what we do. In fact, you helped me get a little edumacated today, because I'm like, they couldn't have removed the screensavers. People are going to have an uproar about that. That's insane.
Right.
So,
well,
So anyway, well, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to educate myself as well there.
Hey, you're super. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. Have a great day. Because it makes complete sense to put the screensaver setting under lock screen, which has nothing to do. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. Have a great day. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Those are the numbers to join us on the program. Now, since we're talking about updates and things, if you're like me and you have Cox for your internet service provider, you've become acquainted with the metered connection recently. Yeah, I've blown past my meter I don't know how many times. I think if I keep talking about it, maybe someone from the Cox hierarchy will call me and say, Thor, please stop bagging on the metered connections. We'll give you a free metered connection. But I don't get free stuff, you know? What happened to that? What? I'm not a DJ. What happened to pay to play? What? Come on, you know, politicians, come on. Anyway, so I don't get anything free that you guys don't get. And as a result, I run up my connection. I'm remoted into my computer right now, actually, and I'm using up my entire metered connection, you know, doing radio shows and things. And the first month that we had the metered connection, we got punched pretty hard on it. We got $50 in overage charges because we used like that much. And we're like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. So then the next month, it's got to be the kids, right? It's got to be the kids streaming Netflix and Amazon. And my poor son, you know, he's 10. He hasn't realized yet. So we told him, don't stream anything on Amazon because it's using the data cap. And so then what does he do? Logically, he streams Netflix because that's not Amazon, right? So it must not be using the data cap. Oh, don't do that either. Oh, okay. So what's he do? He gets his phone out, streams on his phone. What? That's using the data too? Yes, it is, son. You go, oh my goodness. So he's getting a little bit of an education. But then I decided, okay, $50 is a pretty good punch in the gut on your monthly bill. So I said, I'm going to start, in my router, I can turn on traffic tracking, and I can see where all this data is going. And it turns out I had a ginormous amount of data going to Windows Update. And I figured, you know, 1 month I figured it was the Creators Update. I got that new Creators Update. It's a huge update. That had to be what it was. So I just kind of poo-pooed it that month. But we did cut back. We only had a $20 overage that month. But still, come on. So then this month I'm tracking, and I see all this Windows Update stuff. And I'm like, it's not even Patch Tuesday. What's going on? Well, it turns out that there's a setting in Windows, and I knew the setting was there, but I just assumed, that's what you get when you assume, when the Windows Update setting, there's a Windows Update setting that allows you to get your Windows updates exclusively from Microsoft and from computers on your local internet or your local network in your home. And there's a second setting, the default setting, that says, get my Windows updates from Microsoft and computers on the internet. Well, okay, logically looking at that, get your updates from Microsoft, that makes sense, or get your updates from computers on the internet. That makes sense too. Either way, why is my data cap oh my gosh, get your updates from computers on the internet? That means any computer on the internet. That means my computer is serving updates to other computers on the internet. And Cox, when they calculate your data cap, they add together your download and your upload. So it's a combination of the two. It's not just what you consume, it's what you send back up. Oh, biscottis, this is bad. Okay, so I go in and I change the setting. So this is the setting. If you're on Cox, you want to change this setting on your computer. All right? And I'll during the commercial break, I'll post this on Facebook as well as a comment. But you click on Start, okay? And then once again, we're going to, just like the last caller, we're going to click on the gear. The gear is going to take us to Windows Settings. Then we're going to click on Update and Security. So to give you all using pencils time to catch up, click on Start. Click on the gear. Click on Updates. And then in here, there's a link called Advanced Options. Click on Advanced Options. Scroll all the way down. And then click on Choose How Updates Are Delivered. There's two options because one of them says PCs on my local network, which doesn't say you're getting anything from Microsoft. That's why I never checked it, because I said PCs on, what's checked by default is PCs on my local network and PCs on the internet. So Microsoft is assumed for both of those guys. That's what I didn't catch in the phrasing on I didn't read the whole page. I just skipped to the options and tried to figure out what to do with the options. it's a radio thing, right? I have to make snap decisions sometimes. Well, in this case, the snap decision was wrong. So make sure that if you're on a metered connection, whether that's Cox, whether that's a Verizon hotspot, if you're on any metered connection where you pay for how much you use, you need to change the setting to be PCs on my local network. Otherwise, through the generosity of your heart and wallet, you will be sending Windows updates to peoples around the world. It's like a Save the Children campaign. For only 30 cents a day, you can update lots of computers on the internet. Well, let's just not do that and say we did. We already pay for Windows once. I don't think I need to pay for it monthly for updates. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. We're going to take our final break of the program. When we come back, Mark and Charlie, your calls. Charlie, you have a bad hard drive and it won't boot up. You better think of a good question for me there, Charlie. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to tell you exactly why your computer won't boot. Coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations is Nebraska's award-winning service leader. When you have a problem with your computer, call Schrock at 934-9420.
His computer won't boot. Yeah, we'll take that call. All right, guys. Let's see if I can catch up. Excuse me. We're drinking. Catch up on some of these comments here. All right, so yes, we blow dust out during preventative maintenance checkups. Robert, no knit purple shirt. I wore a white shirt today specifically, Robert, because I wanted to see if it would make it purple. Because if it makes it purple, I was just going to quit. And then I walk in, and they tell me, well, the light bulb burned out in here, and I've got some extra light bulbs. I'm the computer guy, and they have me changing light bulbs. Really? Is that a good use of my skill set? I can change the light bulb. So I go up there and I change the light bulb, and all of a sudden my shirt is white. Imagine that. Light impacts video. Love it. So yeah, that's why my shirt's not white or not purple today. All you Vikings fans will be sorely disappointed. I'm a Vikings fan, kind of. I don't watch that much football. But all right. Okay, I need to see here. I can scroll. Can I scroll through? No, I can't. I can hide comments and I can't scroll. I can't look at the older comments until the video is live online, guys. So if there's a comment back there a ways, I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see it right now. I can see the last 3 comments apparently. Oh, let's see. Do I have any emails to deal with? Let's see here. Nothing yet. Yeah, that metered connection thing is huge, guys. If you're on a Cox connection and you've been wondering how on earth you've been using your full connection, that's what's going on. You need to turn off those Windows Update settings. That's crazy. Okay. Robert says, live video interrupted. And he's like, what? He sent me an email. Like, why is this getting interrupted? Well, live video interrupted. It could be an internet connection. It could be a squirrel jumped on a transformer in Albuquerque. Refresh the page. It should pop right to again. Dick writes, when I open Windows 10 Solitaire, everything works except Pyramid. What do I need to do to fix? I'm going to have to look at that one, Dick, because I haven't, everything works except Pyramid. I haven't played Solitaire on my computer yet. So I'm going to have to check into that for you and find out why Pyramid's not working. A lot of times there's free games and then there's paid games. You might have to pay for the Microsoft card game to get all of the different options. That's the first guess. That is totally an uninformed, educated guess, but I'll look into it for you. All right, we're coming back, guys. Here we go. All righty, folks, welcome back in.
Computer Company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, and Papillion. 402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Those are the numbers to join us on the program. You can also watch and listen to the program live on Facebook at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. The lovely Kimberly just informed me that as of yesterday, we hit our data cap this month. I just changed the setting a few days ago. So next month, dear, we'll see next month how it goes. Well, if we've already hit the cap, we may as well go full bore. Stream, baby. The boys had a sleepover yesterday. We had to go down there at 3 in the morning and tell them to stop streaming old America's Funniest Home Videos reruns. I'm like, really? I'm paying to stream those? All right, let's jump back into the phones. Charlie, you're next up on the show. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Morning, Thor.
Morning.
Had a power outage here over the weekend, and when it tried to get the computer started, and it wouldn't start. So
gotcha.
Took it over Monday, and has a bad power supply. So
okay.
They called me Tuesday. They put the power supply in. Come get it. It's fine. So Wednesday morning, I I didn't get to it Tuesday. Wednesday morning, I plugged everything back in, got it all ready to go. Would not boot. It just sat there, and I waited for about 30 minutes, and there's just this little, those dots are going in circles.
Right.
And nothing happened. So here I back on the phone to Kevin, and he said, well, those droodles, I think he called it, something like that, those, the interconnect between the computer and your wireless mouse and wireless keyboard, he says you have to remove them first before it will boot.
Okay.
So I took them out, and sure enough, it started to boot.
Okay.
And then it wouldn't. I had to put an enter from the keyboard to make it come up and selecting the drive.
Kind of hard to do when you don't have a keyboard.
Right. So then I
plug it back in.
Plug the droodles back in. I think they're droodles or something like
Dongles.
that. Huh?
They're dongles.
Dongles. All right.
Yeah. Droodles sounds more delicious, though.
Those things. Anyway, plug those back in. Okay, now I've got able to input from the keyboard. So then I hit the enter button, and everything booted up fine.
Okay.
But and the next time I turn it on, I have to hit this enter every time when it's starting to boot to select the hard drive, because it just won't boot, and it comes up with a screen, and you have to hit enter to get the hard drive that you want. So okay, I do that, and it's not too big a deal.
Do you have more than one hard drive hooked up to the computer right now, like an external hard drive?
Yes, I had unplugged that too.
And it still came up with that enter thing even though that was unplugged?
Yes.
Okay, just double checking.
Okay, so then I called over there Friday, I believe it was.
Okay.
Don't remember who I talked to. It doesn't matter. And I told him, I said, well, there's some way to select the hard drive that you want to boot from. And he told me, he says, well, it's in the BIOS. You're going to have to bring it in. It'll take us about 10 minutes, and it's in the BIOS where you have to do that.
Okay.
I said, well, let me mess with it some more. So then on the opening splash screen, there's one of the keys is a function F10 key.
Mm-hmm.
Gets you into your setup.
Right.
And sure enough,
Look at you go.
There's the drive right there. And it was set to the CD-ROM, to boot from the CD-ROM first.
Okay.
And, of course, there was nothing in that. So then...
Yeah, it should just skip that if there's no disk in there.
Right, but it didn't. It sat on that until I hit an enter to select the disk. So anyway, I changed the entry from the boot from the hard drive first, and now it's fine.
Well, there you go. Now, see, it's supposed to just skip that. So when we have them in the service center, we change the BIOS to boot from CD first, because we need to be able to boot from disk. Sometimes some computers we boot from a disk, and some we boot from a flash drive to get them to boot up and run our tools. So the fact that it was changed doesn't surprise me. The fact that your computer was hanging up on it does surprise me, though, because if there's no disk in the drive, it should just skip it. Now, there is no disk in the drive. Did you double-check that?
Right, there's nothing in it.
Because, once in a while it's been known to happen that, one of my technicians will leave a disk in the drive.
See, I remember from old computers that when they would always boot from the floppy first, because that...
Yeah, but if there's no floppy, it would just skip it. Like, that makes sense, right? I mean, nothing there, go on. Well, look at you go. I'm proud of you. You did a great job. That's exactly what we would have done. We would have gone in there. We would have seen that setting. We would have changed it thinking, well, this shouldn't make a difference, but let's try it. And then sure enough, it did. So good for you to go in there and do that. Now, I'm not widely encouraging people to go play in their BIOSes for fun and kicks, but because usually with the BIOS, if there's not a problem, you don't want to go monkeying around in there. But in your case, there was a problem, and you went ahead and got it taken care of. Excellent.
Okay, I didn't think that F10 would get you the BIOS, but it got me working, so that's good.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. So when you called me, Charlie, and you said my computer won't boot up and I have a bad hard drive, I'm like, and I'd be happy to help, Charlie, but you have a bad hard drive. That's why it won't boot. So, no, a little more nuance than that. So that's awesome. Good job, Charlie. At some point, you may have a future in computer repair. All right. Thank you for the call, Charlie. I appreciate it.
With you.
Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
402-558-1110, 800-543-1110. Mark, you're next up on the program. How can I help you on Compute This?
Yeah, just a few quick questions.
Yes, sir.
When I put on Drive Advisor, it also says the temperature of my laptop.
Yes.
What is the optimum temperature?
It depends on the drive. It's actually giving you the temperature of your hard drive inside
Right.
your laptop. And so basically, I would say it's all in Celsius too. I think that did we put a converter in there for Fahrenheit? Somebody asked us to do that a while back if we would do that. And I looked at Adam and I said, hey, Adam, can we put a Fahrenheit conversion utility in Drive Advisor? And he said, but this industry standard is Celsius. And I'm like, well, I know that, but the American standard's Fahrenheit. Yeah. So let me pop mine open here real quick, and I can tell you what mine is running right now. I have a solid state, so it's actually not. There is no temperature. Let me check my one at home. My solid state at home is a different type of solid state, so let me see if that one gives me a temperature. Yeah, I can look at my computer at home from the radio show. It's pretty cool. All right, let's see. So we're opening that up, and at home, my hard drives, my external hard drive is rocking at 29 degrees Celsius. And my internal hard drive is a cool 32 degrees Celsius.
Oh, I'm at 28.
So yeah,
I guess
you're
I'm
good to
okay.
go. You're well within normal parameters.
Okay, and then I guess I have more of a precautionary tale.
Okay.
Yesterday, a woman that's my mother's age, so absolutely no computer savvy. She said she has a Windows 7, and it upgraded to Windows 10.
Okay.
And she hated it, so she took it into Dell and had them take it off for $97.
Okay.
And now it keeps wanting to go to Windows 10. So she's scared to use her computer because she doesn't want to pay another fee to get it off.
Gotcha. Yeah, it won't automatically reinstall Windows 10 again on that computer. That was just what was going on during the free trial. So once it's removed, she'll be good with Windows 7 or Windows 8 or whatever the original operating system is, and she can go ahead and use the computer freely. All right, I need to draw a winner of the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate we give away at the end of every program. One lucky person, and that lucky person today is Charlie. Congratulations, Charlie. You get yourself $25 over at Schrock. Kathy will get a hold of you on Monday from the Lincoln Service Center. She mails those out. If you want to use it ahead of time, you can have them check with Lincoln to see who the winner was. All righty. So we're going to do a very, very brief after Schrock here. I've got some things I need to get done for the lovely Kimberly here after the program. Tim, stay on the line. I'll take your call off the air. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Omaha Morning Blend right around 9:40. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a great afternoon.
This is Nebraska's news, weather, and traffic station. This is News Radio 1110, KFAB.
Thanks for holding, Tim. How can I help you? Okay. 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 Sure. That makes sense. Gotcha. If you have questions, the time to post them is now, so they come up in the time delay. Okay. Well, did we install Semantic Endpoint on the computer? Okay, so are you running any antivirus product at all on the computer? Just the Windows Defender stuff? Okay. Yeah, so that is a problem if that's not turning on. And you said you had it in less than a month ago? Right. Well, basically, the fact that the service isn't loading is concerning because you need to have some kind of protection on that. Now, keep in mind that Windows Defender is the barest minimum level of protection you can possibly put on a computer. It is considered the minimum threshold by which antivirus software should be measured. So when you have that on the computer and you're putting kids on that computer, that's not going to be a victory. That's going to end badly. Because it just cannot protect against the kind of kids are going to do stupid stuff. They're going to Google song lyrics. They're going to if something pops up and tells them to disable their security in order to do something, they're going to do that. So that's the first question, the first issue. The second thing is sometimes if you have third-party malware scanning programs like some what's the word I'm looking for? Malwarebytes installed. Malwarebytes is trying to fashion itself as as like an antivirus product now. And so it's not very good for antivirus. It's good for anti-malware, but what it does is it runs all the time in the taskbar. And when Windows detects that there is another security product on the computer, it will disable its own security services. So that's why I was asking if you had any other antivirus of any kind on the computer, because if you have any other security products on the computer, Windows will default to those. So do you have like Malwarebytes, anti-malware, or anything there? Gotcha. Well, yeah, or super anti-spyware. There's a bunch of them. So, basically, I think the thing to do is to have this. I hate to tell you to do this, but we're going to need to bring it in again and look at it again because something's not right. And you've got a warranty on this through us, so it's not your job to figure out what the problem is. It's our job. So, if you can get that into us, let's go ahead and take a look at it. And I would get it in sooner rather than later, if possible, just because we're going to start to stack up on turnaround times here pretty quick. But if you can get that into us, we can take a look and we'll get it figured out one way or the other for you. All right, sounds like a plan. All right, thanks a lot. I appreciate the call. Bye-bye. All righty, so sorry about that. That was an incredibly entertaining one-sided phone call you got to listen to. So yeah, any other questions? This is the time to post them now on the air or on Facebook because there's a little bit of a time delay. Because on the screen right now, I'm still on the phone and I'm saying this. So I know I'm not on the phone anymore. Let's see here. Looking back at the comments. Can my laptop webcam be compromised without a virus? Work gave me a plastic cover for my work laptop. Do I need one for home? I have Endpoint and Secure Updater. All right, so there are rumors that nation states have the capability of enabling webcams and cameras on phones as well as the microphone in your laptop lid and your cell phone microphones at any time without any kind of tracking whatsoever. So basically, yes, that's possible. It can happen. According to rumors, that's not confirmed, science or anything. I do see lots of, I've seen everything from Post-it notes stuck over cameras to Band-Aids to stickers to all kinds of stuff. So I obviously can't do that on my computer because if I did that, then you wouldn't be able to see me. It would look kind of like this. Yeah, that's exciting, right? I'd have to wait like 10 seconds to even see if that looked bad. So yeah, it's possible. If you feel more comfortable with a cover clipped over it, go ahead and clip a cover over it. The other thing is keep in mind that if you're concerned about your camera, be concerned about your microphone because you can get just as much good information from a microphone as you can from a camera. So your microphone's also enabled all the time by default. You can also disable that down in the lower right-hand corner by your clock. There's a speaker. The little speaker icon. If you right click on that, you can select recording devices and you can disable your microphone if you want. Keep in mind when you disable your microphone, you won't be able to use things like Cortana or Alexa or anything like that, any of the digital assistants. You won't be able to use that anymore. All righty, let's see. Marianne, thanks. I appreciate the compliment. We love you too. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Blake. I appreciate it. Appreciate you listening as well. All right. So I've got 2 kids in my house and decided to stay up till 3 a.m. Because they decided at the last minute to have a sleepover when mom's got a bunch of stuff to get done at the house. So I've got to get back and start pinch hitting and knocking kids out of the rack and getting them moving again, which will be great. They have like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. And yeah, I might have to stop and get them a donut or something. I don't know. So I appreciate it, guys. If you and yes, I posted a link on there. Brian's asking, can I leave a Google review of your show if you have not visited the shop? You absolutely can, because one of the things that Schrock does is we're a service company. So whether we're providing levels of service in our service center where you've come in and you've done work with us, or whether we're providing online service and support through the Schrock desk, or if you're just listening to the radio show and getting your questions answered, if you feel more comfortable reviewing the radio show, I would just greatly appreciate. I posted a link there for the service center that we want to get some reviews going for. The reason is, it's kind of a long story, but Google, from a search engine optimization perspective, uses reviews to help determine where you place in search engine results. And as a result, if you leave yourself positive reviews, like if I went on there and 10 different computers posted 10 different positive reviews under fake names, Google's smart enough to figure out that I'm doing that, and they will penalize me appropriately. On the other hand, if I go leave negative reviews for my competitors, Google has no way of knowing those aren't real. Because, why would anybody do that, right? And that's what's happening to us right now in our Lincoln Service Center, is we're having competitors sandbag our service center by leaving negative reviews. And then when we try to contact these people and find out, like, if someone leaves me a 1-star review, I want to find out why. So I call them and I ask them questions like, what happened? What can I do different? How can we prevent this from happening again? But when I can't call the person because they're not a customer, they've never been in, and they've never had an interaction with us on Facebook, they're not Facebook friends, they're not fans of the show, that we've never helped them out, it's obviously fake. But Google has, there's no appeal for that. So the only way that we can offset that is to literally ask for 5-star reviews to offset it. So I've never been I don't like asking people to say nice things. It's like saying, hey, can you say something nice about me, please? It's a bummer. And I try to be a good steward by leaving good 5-star comments and thoughtful comments for businesses that I interact with, especially local businesses, because I understand what a huge difference it can make. If you drop 4 or 5 places in Google search results, your business can dry up overnight. So we're talking about people's livelihoods here. So if I can leave good reviews for businesses, I always do it. And I'm always really hesitant to leave negative reviews, especially for local businesses, unless I just can't get anywhere with ownership or something like that. Then it was like, okay, hey, something's not right here. So yes, absolutely. If you have the time to do it, please do. Let's see. Robert, there's a Windows key that gets the same result. Keith, thank you for, I love seeing this too. Keith, thank you for helping other people on here too. I'm only seeing a weird conglomeration of comments. I don't get to see them all, like historically, until the show is over. So I'm seeing comments from earlier in the program and comments from later in the program, but not the comments in the middle. So once in a while, a new comment pops up. I just saw my own comment pop up from a half an hour ago. So I'm like, what's up with that? But yes, if you have the time to do it and you could leave that positive Google review for us, the families of my employees appreciate it. I appreciate it deeply. And it helps us keep us going. It's kind of like food for our souls a little bit, because we take those comments and we feed off of them, because my guys really take it personally when something doesn't go right, when they have a customer who's upset or something like that. A lot of places, their motto is no one leaves unhappy, no one leaves upset. Our objective is to wow our customers, so that when you come in, you leave our service center like, I've never been treated like that in any business anywhere anymore. The other day, I was writing thank you notes on the invoices. I just said, I don't get to see all my customers anymore like I used to be able to do in the old days. I was always in there. I had one store and I was always there, so I could see everybody. I have 3 stores now. I can't be in all 3 at once. So when I'm in there, I write thank you notes on there, and I just take a minute to say thank you for choosing us to do business with us. And I had a customer that actually got upset because he had a computer repair, something we brought in for a checkup. Turns out he had a bad power supply. He didn't realize it. He was upset about that, but it was bad. We showed him the test results. We repeated the test for him. He saw it was bad. And I wrote thank you on it. And when he was paying, he thought I was mocking him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where has society fallen to that you can't say thank you to somebody without thinking that they're mocking you now? I mean, man, do people not say it that often? Which kind of makes me feel like we need to say that even more often now. So we had meetings with our staff this week just to remind everybody to make sure you're saying thank you, because no one does that anymore. Like the other day I was at Hy-Vee and they said, thank you for your business. And I know they're just trained to say it. And just said, and maybe they don't, maybe they mean it, maybe they don't. But it made me feel good. Like I made a choice to help, a business in my community, and it made me feel great. So I want to make sure my staff makes you guys feel great too. All right, so I've got to get rolling. Thank you for joining the show today. I appreciate it. We'll be on the KMTV3 Morning Blend. Let me double check the time just to make sure that I have it accurate here. Come on, Kayla, where's your email? Kayla. 9:40. 9:40 tomorrow. We'll be on the Morning Blend. You can tune in there. We'll be talking maintenance checkup sale again as well.